Hello and welcome back to the final episode as part of the Corners of Europe Challenge. 6 months in the making, 175 episodes later, and we come to the 176th episode here, where in today's episode we're going to wrap up what has been an incredible journey, a two-part episode where in the first episode, part of the episode, we've got the Corners of Europe award ceremony, and then after that we'll go back into the game for the final time, look over a few things and wrap up what has been, as we've said, an incredible journey across the corners of Europe. Now we have a few awards to give out here in today's episode. It's going to be nice to see some familiar faces and some faces of the past, and we're going to get straight into it. The first award we have to give out is the team of the corners, the 11 players we've picked out as what are considered the best players that we've come across. Maybe not the best, but just the players who mean that a little bit more to us, who've been either really really good, outstanding achievements, or just we just really really like them as players. They've been absolutely incredible, been great servants for us, and we'll get straight into it. So the first player who has been nominated, the goalkeeper of the team of the corners, it's Simon Vitton Nilsson. Now you might be a bit surprised with this one. We've come across a fair few good goalkeepers, but Nilsson, he's so underrated, so underrated. His contribution to Tromso's winning of the Conference League, we have to recognise it. We have to recognise it, and I think we've come across elite goalkeepers, but for how well he played, for one, and his contribution to winning that Conference League, it can't go unnoticed. He was our main goalkeeper for a few years, but in the year that we won the Conference League, our main goalkeeper after like 6 months, I think he left to go to like a bigger club, or I don't know where he went, to be honest. I don't know how he could leave the massive club that was Tromso. And Nilsson, who had become our backup goalkeeper, he had to step up and he went and won the Conference League. He was our Conference League winning goalkeeper, putting in some great displays. And so, yeah, every nominee has got a phrase, stepped up when it mattered. That's exactly what Nilsson did, and he is the team of the corners goalkeeper. The next player out from the team of the corners is Vyacheslav Lebedev. Now he is, he's the phrase there I think sums him up very very well. Consistent at the back. He spent a few seasons with us, quite a few seasons. I think it was in total about 6 or 7 seasons he spent with us at Tromso. He was the starting centre back in that final, and also at Shakhtar, where he won the Champions League. So Conference League winner, Champions League winner, overall a very good player who we managed at the back. We signed him at Tromso from Shakhtar, and then he returned to his boyhood club. Overall, a very good player who made this team. The next player out the hat, Miguel Angel Lozano, the first big signing. £75 million we spent on him alongside another player who is going to come up in this team of the corners, Lozano. What a player! One of them, he's up there like top three best players based on ability. An incredible player. He plays with Barcelona now after he left Shakhtar, and he was, the key player in that defense. He led that back line. An incredible player. We spent a lot of money on him. It was a big risk, but it was so worth it in the end. The next player out of the hat in the team of the corners, it is Erlans Cortazar, and the phrase is there. Cortazar is there, and he makes it 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. I was looking the other day between these two, Lozano and Cortazar. They scored, I think, 75 goals in 6 seasons. That is insane numbers. 15 goals a season between these two, and most of them came from headers at the near post. Cortazar was always there. He was the most expensive signing of the corners of Europe Challenge at right back. An incredible player, and yeah, he was a key player. Probably, I would argue, the most underrated player in winning that Champions League, because he just did. He couldn't put a foot wrong, could not put a foot wrong, and he gets in. at right back. You will notice that the formation is a bit messed up. I guess I was gonna do a a normal formation, but it's turned out very weird in the end. But I guess we're just recognizing the best 11 players of this challenge, and another player in that best 11, Angelo Pereira. Now he's the phrase for him there, underrated, exemplified, I think sums him up very well, because you might not have expected him to be in this team, but I think he was the first elite player that we managed. We brought him in, he had a lot of potential, and he went and fulfilled that potential at Tromsø. What a player he was. He was so crucial in that midfield of in the final. It was Pereira, and then ahead of them was one other player who I think you will remember, and Gleeson as well, Ben Gleeson, who scored in that final. But Pereira was the anchor in this team. He was so crucial, and I don't know if we could have won it without him. Such an important player, and he makes this team of the corners team, and he's very elite player, and it was nice to work alongside him and have him in that Tromsø midfield. The next player out the hat, this is where you'll start to recognize a few more of these names if you haven't already. The next player out the hat, Julio Ochoa, and his summary there, Ballon d'Or worthy. I would argue he is the best player we have managed in terms of ability. Incredible. Barcelona captain now. Obviously, Barcelona became a very good club in the Corners of Europe Challenge. He was another holding midfielder at Shakhtar. He wasn't there when we won it, I must say. He was there for the first final, I believe. Wasn't there for the second one. But I think he was the best player we've ever managed, so I can't not put him in the team. An incredible player, was Spanish international. We've got quite a few of the Spanish internationals. They all played alongside each other in Lozano and Cortazar, and Ochoa as well makes this team. The next player, I'm fairly certain I know who it is. It is Jens Hertodal. What a player! Who else on a big night? That is the summary for him. He was the captain of that Tromsø winning team. We brought him into the team, 18 years of age, and what a player he developed into. He spent, I don't know how many years, it might have been like 10, 15 years at Tromsø. He was there after we left. What a player he was for those 10 years. He never ever left that team. An incredible player he developed into, and he obviously scored that famous penalty in the final to win us the Conference League. Doll, what a player. The next player in this team, Mauro Couto, and the phrase there, streets won't forget. What a player Mauro Couto was. Now, he was a very good player. He might not have been the best player out of all these guys here. He was good with the smaller clubs. I guess we could summarize it. He came in as in a scouting report when we were at KA, and he just hit the ground running straight away. He scored in the final, what was it, the Icelandic Cup final. He scored in many finals. He would have been the Norwegian Cup final, which we won a few times. He was in that team that won us the league, and most importantly was in the team that won the Conference League final. 10 years we spent with him at Tromsø, and then a year at KA, and then like 3 or 4 years, so 15 years in total. We got him when he was 17. He retired. He spent all his career with us pretty much. He had a loan before he came to KA, spent a bit of time with the Sporting B team, but he spent his whole career pretty much from 17 to 33, I think, when he retired with us. Streets won't forget. What a player Mauro Couto was. He was just class, wasn't he? Absolutely class. The next player in this team, Yaroslav Shevchenko. The phrase there for him, the most complete player. What could this guy not do? He could do absolutely everything. He could play left winger, right winger, Champions League final, striker, scored inside, 2 minutes I think it was, in the Champions League final that we won. What a player. He could, finish, he could dribble, he had the pace, he could even put in a bit of a defensive shift, the aerial threat, the most complete player I think I've ever managed, and he's a Shakhtar legend, to say the least. His whole career spent there. The next player in this team, Alexander Kuzminik. What a player. And the phrase there, I think, sums him up really well. always believed. When we came to Shakhtar, the first thing I did was put him on the transfer list, and I have no idea why when I think about it now. He's a Shakhtar legend, arguably the biggest legend, and he always believed. We turned down the offers. He always wanted to stay. He might not have been a key player in that team by the end, but until his final game for the club, he believed he would win the Champions League, and we did it for him. His whole career spent with Shakhtar Donetsk, and he won the Champions League at the end for it. The final player in the team of the Corners Challenge, it is Tom. It is Tom Washington Rossi is his full name, but the Brazilian man with the Italian descent, 197 centimeters, last Palmas legend. He gave us 4 seasons, and in every season he scored 20 league goals. He scored like 10 goals, at least 10 goals in his last 2 Europa League seasons, and was a part of that team that won the Europa League. He couldn't stop scoring. He's an absolute legend. What a player! We knew when we brought him in, this is the type of player we wanted, and he was absolutely incredible. So there are the 11 players as part of the team of the Corners. We've got Nilsson, Lebedev, Lozano, Cortazar, Pereira, Ochoa, Dahl, Mauro Couto, Shevchenko, Kuzminik, and Tom. What a team, and it's been incredible to work with these players. The next award we have is the Ballon Corner. Ballon Corner, if you get it. Not the Ballon d'Or, the Ballon Corner. And it's going to 3 players, 3 of the best players. They are all a part of this team. Now, this is because they are, I just think they need a separate award, and you'll see why, you'll understand. The first player to win a Ballon Corner, Mauro Couto. Of course he does. Now, the way I've sectioned these 3 players is based on like their performances in like chronological order. Early on in the Corners of Europe Challenge, Mauro Couto, absolutely incredible. He might not have been there to win the Champions League or at Las Palmas, but so important in the Tromsø, the time at Tromsø. Mauro Couto picks up his Ballon Corner. The next player to pick up the Ballon Corner is Jens Hertogdahl, 10 years at Tromsø. Incredible player, our captain in that team. What couldn't he do in that midfield? He was also another very complete player, and he picks up a Ballon Corner. And the final player to pick up the Ballon Corner, Yaroslav Shevchenko. As we've said, the most complete player. What, you can't not give it to him. We spent all that time. We built the team around him pretty much, and in the end, he did win that Champions League. So 3 players who pick up the Ballon Corner: Mauro Couto, Jens Hertogdahl, and Yaroslav Shevchenko. Now on to the next award. We have the Unsung Heroes Award. This goes to 2 players and also a set of players. And I think this is for the players who might not have got recognition in those early awards, but they were crucial in the Corners of Europe Challenge. The first player to pick up an Unsung Hero Award, Safira. Now, you might not be too familiar with that name. That is because the first club we were at, Santa Clara, he was there. He was a Santa Clara player, and we didn't spend very long with him, but he was crucial in us getting promoted and starting off the Corners of Europe Challenge. If we didn't get that promotion, then it wouldn't have happened. It would not have happened. So he was a part of that. 18 league goals, I think he scored for us. So a very important part of the Corners of Europe Challenge, and definitely an unsung hero. The next player to pick up an unsung hero award is Lasse Nordas. Now, it's a bit of an interesting one with him because it's a bit of a love-hate relationship. He was there when we first joined Tromsø. You know, he was our top striker, really, really good player. But then Mulder came in. Mulder, who were probably our fiercest rivals across all of the Corners of Europe Challenge. They came in and brought him for a fee of around 4 million, and then he spent a lot of the years there whilst we were trying to build up the club. And then he came out as a free agent, and it was a bit annoying because he'd been with our biggest rivals, he'd scored against us, stuff like that. But we went and took him back, and then he was the starting striker in that Conference League final, was a part of that journey, and in the end, I think it was worked out well because he never won anything with Mulder. We won the treble the first year he was back, or the second year he was back. We won the treble, took those trophies off Mulder, and then he basically gave us 4 million and won us the Conference Conference League. So overall, a very interesting player, and he gets his Unsung Hero award in the final set of players who get the Unsung Hero award. It is the rest of the Shakhtar team. Now, this list of players, there's a few players on the team from the Shakhtar Champions League team who made the team of the corners, but some of them are not on there. They're not on there, and it's this team here, this set of players here who are in that team. That includes Magonel, Ikac, Cambindo, Lind, Palladino, Rudenko, who started the Champions League final and had an incredible game in place of Jean. We had Rodrigo, Zeldin Rust, and then on the bench we had players like Dmitry Popov, who very incredible player, Rasaikov, who was a legend at the club, Puchkov, Kozhvinikov, Emerson, Krakov, and Serdiuk. They all deserve a bit of recognition. And also, as well, the rest of the players from the Tromso team and it would have been the KA team, the Santa Clara team, and the Las Palmas team. But I just feel like these players here, some of the best players we've ever come across, but didn't get the recognition. They do get it here. On to the next award, which we have the Puskas Award, and this goes to David Eduardo. What a goal it was. I'll play it for you in a second, but I think you can see it from the pictures here. 35 yards out, he decides to just have a go from there. He hits it first time. He was playing as our libero, had a shot. It has a bit of height on it, but it goes in on the underside of the crossbar. Mauro Couto here in disbelief. And what a goal it was. Here's the clip for you. Plays to Eduardo. Instead, the libero stepping up. Where will he go? Don't shoot from there. Oh, what a goal that is! David Eduardo. What a goal! I've just said, don't shoot from there. It's like Vincent Company versus Leicester. If you remember, it was like Aguero was saying, "No, Vinny, don't shoot, don't shoot." Eduardo, what a goal that is! What a finish! And now we have to give him that recognition. There he is, holding his Puskas Award. Absolutely incredible finish, as you've just seen there. The way he just dinks the keeper, my reaction as well. And I think the video was titled "Goals of the Season." That is the Puskas Award given out to David Eduardo. And finally, it's time to do a review of our goals. We have concluded the award ceremony, but we have to take a look at the goals that we set out. The 10 goals here, 6 months ago we said we would have to complete. The 10 goals that we have here include winning the Champions League, which we did with Shakhtar, winning the Europa League, which we did with Las Palmas just now, winning the Conference League, that was done with Tromso, winning promotion, we did that with Santa Clara, winning a nation's domestic cup. We made, I don't know how many semi-finals in a row, from Tromso to Shakhtar. I think we made like 10 or 11, I don't even know, must have been, we can look at it in a second actually, so many semi-finals, and we won quite a few domestic cups and finally league titles. I don't think those two need explaining, to be honest. Sign a player from each previous team. These ones I don't think we stuck to very strictly, but we did do that in Mauro Couto. Sign a player from each previous nationality. I guess we kind of did that, not strictly as well, but we definitely have signed players from the previous nationalities we've been to. Arrange pre-season friendlies. We did that many a time, and use a new tactic at each club, which we did. At Santa Clara, it was a counter-attacking style. At KA, it was a possession-based style. Tromso, tiki-taka. Shakhtar, it was gegenpressing, and then we had a bit of a custom tactic at Las Palmas. Overall, I would consider the challenge complete. Now it's time to go over and look at the game. So here we are on the home page. We have resigned from our Las Palmas job. Everything we've needed to do has been complete. We can go and take a look at our profile. As you can see here, it's what we've been a good summary of everything, what we've been doing in our time. The date, 29th of May 2048. It's taken 25 years, which honestly isn't too bad. 5 years on average at each club. Not the worst. Where do we even look at here? We've been our reputation, the best. I think we are the most reputable manager. I mean, we can take a look at the Hall of Fame and how we're doing. We're in the top 20, I think. Or have we made the top 20? We could get there. We could have got there with a few more good results. As you can see here, a few points off getting into the top 20 in the continent. We are 20th place, as you can see there. Nationality, if we take a look at, I mean, we've got some points there for Santa Clara. In Iceland, yeah, not enough to get into that top 10 there, very brief time, but we did obviously win that Icelandic Cup. Off next, we went to Norway. If we're going to take a look there, we finished on 340 points, so one more trophy would have got us into the top 10. I'm quite surprised we haven't got here really, because we won a league title, a few domestic cups. It looks like you need quite a lot of points to get in there, so probably why we didn't in the end. Then we went to Ukraine, which I'm quite confident we get in. Yeah, we get in third place there, as we see, and then finally it was over to Spain, where I assume it's very, very tough if it'll let me have a look. Very tough to get in. Yeah, we're not even considered anywhere near it. In terms of the like, can we do nationality? Yeah, nationality there, as you see, second greatest English manager. That's really nice to see. We've taken over some really good managers. Brian Clough there, as you can see. Eddie Howe has become a great manager. Micah Hamilton, who you might be familiar with, he is a youngster at the moment, but he's become a very good player here, as you can see. So we've gone and overtaken managers like that, but overall, very, very good reputation-wise. If we go back to our manager profile over here, media handling 1%, 2% actually, that's impressive that. Tactical consistency 100%, hands-on approach 100%. I don't think this is really particularly what we're bothered about, but here, this is quite good. These are the attributes which I obviously put in at the start, and now it's gone and followed us all the way. In terms of our attitudes, often lose our temper at the press conferences. Not that I went. We have the occasional chat with the players and lots of languages that we can speak as a result of our moving around. We're known for leading teams to title wins. That's nice to be known for. Playing entertaining football. That's probably the highest thing you want to be remembered for, to be honest. High tempo pressing game, players of high reputation, under 23, under 21, under 23 development, under 21 development. That's nice to see that we develop the youngsters. We avoid approaching players in the second half of their careers, not wanting to sign players who are arguably past their best and preferring not to sign players at the end of their careers. So it's the youngsters where we done really, really well by the looks of it. In terms of the relationships, we can go and take a look at that over here. There's lots of people who we will have very close relationships with. We spend so much time with these guys, but is there anyone who we have bad relationships with? Arnold and Gar, which is he was a player who we signed with Shakhtar, and he didn't really get a look into the team. Went to Fiorentina and now is a manager. I guess we can't have it all good with everyone. Is there anything else we need to look at on here? We can look at the history. That's a really interesting thing. It's these bottom three actually that we're looking at. It's just over here, which we're not too. There's not too much to really digest. I mean, David Eduardo is there. You will have just seen. Obviously, he won the Puskas Award for the Corners of Europe Challenge. In terms of the history, look at that. That is absolutely incredible. These are the individual awards, and the Shakhtar section looks very, very nice. That is because we get like manager of the week. It says manager of the month, but we got like manager of the week every single week. We started at Santa Clara, won we were 3 times manager of the month, and we obviously won the Portuguese second division. We left them in 15th place, and I think they survived. They're now in the third division, I believe, which is a shame that they've dropped so far. Then we went to KA, that we were in second place at the time of departing and won that Icelandic Cup. They are now a semi-professional team. They're not even in the leagues anymore, which is a shame. But then 10 years at Tromsø, our longest time at a club. Lots of awards we won, and we completed that infamous treble of the Norwegian Premier Division, the Norwegian Cup, and the Conference League. And then all these individual awards at Shakhtar. How many trophies is this in total? Like, I think it will show us actually in a second on the manager timeline, and we completed it in the end with the Champions League, and we also won the Super Cup as well, which was nice. Manager of the year here, manager of the month. We actually won manager of the year a few times, and obviously won that Europa League title in the end. If we go back to my profile, view manager timeline, we can take a look down here in the bottom right if it'll open up. It's quite detailed because we've been here so long. Obviously, 25 years has got to fit into this timeline. We can see here, it's still not loaded. There we go. The major trophies, we've won 30 trophies over 25 years and 18 major awards. As you can see, 4 times manager of the year with Las Palmas, and however many times coach of the season with Shakhtar. Won it quite a lot also with Tromsø, which is nice to see. We won, what did we win? We won the second division Icelandic Cup. We won, is that 3 Norwegian Cups that we won, I believe? Yeah, we did. A Norwegian Premier Division, and then the Conference League. We won Super Cup, Premier League, Super Cup, so 2. Well, I don't even know. I think we won 10 Premier Leagues, like 7 Super Cups, and I don't know how many Ukrainian Cups, but we won that Champions League in the end, the Super Cup, and then finally the Europa League. But this timeline, we can go and take a quick look at it. I mean, it's extremely long. It started here, as you can see. Safira's goal was there, as you can see, and then we went over to KA. Does it say anything about Mauro Couto? This is where we won the Icelandic Cup, as you can see there. We went over to Tromsø. We advanced a little bit more. Anything we see here? Anything interesting? We got a 12-1 win apparently. Made lots of money, generated lots of money. That was a thing that happened at all the clubs we went to, and it was definitely important in getting to where we were. That's an underrated player actually, Alex Flores. He spent quite a few years with us. He scored 59 league goals, but 3 years with us, we let him go after a while. Very, very good player though, who we did even have in that team. And then we also had another player at KA, Luis Motta, who was our striker. The strikers have been very, very good. I don't believe. Yeah, they're saying the Luis Mata we're looking for. Where is he? Does his history come up? I'm not sure if it comes up, but Mata was a very, very good player who we had at KA when we signed him. It doesn't look like we can find him here. It's a shame, really. In terms of we can go and look at the career stats. This is probably the most interesting thing that we have. We'll take a look at everything. 5 jobs, no national team manager jobs. It didn't happen in the end for us, really. The longest time we spent at Tromsø, 3,563 days. 329 days, that was with, I have a feeling it was KA. I do think it was KA, because I think we spent a little bit longer with Santa Clara. We won 185 awards. I don't know what that includes, but we did. We earned 18 million across 25 years. That's not bad, personally. 9,090 days in game. 0 spent on holiday. We bought 111 players for 1.42 billion pounds. We sold players 164 for 1.1 billion. So we actually made a net loss, which is surprising because it felt like for a while we were making a net profit. I think a lot of that came at Shakhtar. The highest fee we spent was on Cortazar in 2038, 10 years ago now. And then the highest we received was here in Las Palmas for Ben Musa, 95 million. How is he doing now? Is he still with RB Leipzig? Yeah, as you can see, they're still putting in some good numbers. He is going to become such a good player. We paid 43 million to agents and we released 29 players. The highest nationality ranking, 2nd continental, 20th nation, 3rd that was Ukraine, and then the world we didn't manage to get in there, but very, very close. A few more up in the continental rankings, and I think we would have got there. 1,176 matches played, 755 wins. That is a very, very good percentage to be honest. 184 draws, 237 losses. We scored 2,726 goals, 1,222 against. That's a goal difference of 1,504. Very, very impressive that. We got a win percentage of 64%. That is incredible over 25 years. Cups 20, we won. League titles 10, and promotions the 1. And that is the everything to do with that. Anything else in particular to look at here? Really, the timeline here. Obviously, it's massive, absolutely massive. We spent 25 years in game. Here's the Shakhtar, Las Palmas, and to the end where I think we get to, now we get to Las Palmas, and we resign on the 25th of May 2048. That is where the Corners of Europe Challenge came to an end. Is that everything? Anything from press conferences? I mean, when was it? We don't go often. Is there anything from ourselves? Nothing. That is everything. Where is it? The overview. Some incredible numbers here. The job history. All these trophies. And that is the Corners of Europe Challenge. So that concludes the Corners of Europe Challenge. 6 months we spent working away. It was never going to be easy, but we did it in the end. I can't believe that we've done it, really, because I didn't think it would be possible. We set ourselves some crazy goals, but we managed to achieve it in the end. This Corners of Europe Challenge is what kickstarted my channel. Before I was getting, 0, 1 viewer a day, and now we get consistent, 5 to 10 viewers, and now we need to build on this. Thank you so much for all your support, and hopefully, we've set the bar high in the Corners of Europe Challenge. I'm still thinking of the next idea. We've set it so high though. Hopefully I can replicate it for you guys. Stick around. There's big things, big improvements coming to the channel, and I can't wait to continue to produce content. And it's been what a journey. What a journey. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave with this little tune, and I'll see you tomorrow for something a little bit different on the channel. Thank you. Bye bye.